That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and we head east tonight as football is back, and we even got preseason on right now as we speak. So get ready. It's time for football, but more importantly, it's time for TSS Fantasy.
Yeah! Here we go!
It's time for TSS Fantasy.
It is Commissioner Cooper.
I could do a whole 49ers show right now.
Ready to rock out with my gavel out.
Oh yeah, baby!
Don't sleep on my Patriots,
And we're ready for football. Is that
Joe Burrow with his wrist? I'm curious.
I find you guilty of all charges. Although you
consistent force in this
I used to develop some really great habits.
DJ Chuck Bass.
This guy has been doing it ever since coming off.
I hope you like the web.
He's made 4 targets in all 3 of the last
Game for a touchdown this year.
You know, the great thing about being a football player is you don't have to take a shower to go to work.
There it is.
That's right, and thank God, because Fred's in the house tonight. Welcome into the building, Fred, the Jester Reyes.
Yeah! Talking about this NFC East, ready to go, get excited. We are almost to regular football. I cannot wait.
It feels good. It feels good indeed. I mean, just, I had a whole funny thing is before I get all the intros started, but the fact is, I had this whole thing laid out talking about the scores of the preseason. I'm like, bro, why? Like, I can't even muster, but there are some good highlights that I've seen so far. So we will touch on that at some point. But just to pay the bills real quick, do us a favor, go to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code TSS. We'll double your deposit up to $100. Also, if you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit a comment. Little things stopping you from doing it, big things popping for us when you do. All right, well, like I said, Fred, I had a little monologue. We're going to talk about some things and whatever, bro. You know what? Let's get into it because, we got to get into a couple of these preseason games before we really start diving in. So we're going to get things started tonight. You know how we start things off. We got our injury expert, Brian Scott from the Injured List podcast. He's bringing his percent to the bench for the New York Giants. And we got a lot of teams to talk about and some fun guests we're going to bring in right after. Let's go. Brian Scott, host of the Injured List podcast, live at the Fantasy Football Expo in Canton, Ohio, here to talk about his home team, the New York Giants. What we got tonight, Brian?
Oh, man, where do I begin? Daniel Jones, let's kick it off with him. Dating back to 2021 when he was dealing with a neck injury that saw him miss some significant time, then back to 2022. Which is the only time he's suited up for all 16 games, which was the major reason for the Giants signing him to this long-term contract. And fast forward to last year with the ACL injury. Now he's 27 years old, multiple issues with the neck and the knee. I'm going to have to give him a percent to bench score of 30%. Less than 2 years back, I've always said this is the most critical time, and he's barely a year out, so it should be interesting to see how he progresses through the season. Devin Singletary with Saquon out of the picture. This is his chance to solidify himself as an RB1. He doesn't have a huge injury history, which is good. Did miss a game or two, I think, in 2019 with a hamstring issue, but that's long gone. He should be healthy, ready to go. I'm giving him a percent to bench score of 10%. And then Darius Slayton, he's had numerous injuries related to his shoulder, his ribs, his knees, his hamstrings. He's missed time on and off throughout his career. I'm going to have to give him a percent to bench score of 25% with Neighbors being signed. The Giants got a lot more weapons now. He's going to get thrown down that roster, that spot. So 25% score for him.
Neighbors, a neighbor to Giants fans, but also getting hot in the fantasy realm as well. Bri, safe trip. Enjoy the history of Canton, and we'll see you next week. Appreciate you. Man, I didn't realize how bad that audio was till I just heard it. Boom! All right, let's welcome in our guests. First from the Philly podcast, Eric, welcome into the building, my friend.
Hey guys, how are you? It's great to be back on.
We are. It's our pleasure to have you, and of course, the Queen of New York. It's Nikki Nick. Welcome into the studio.
Thank you. It's been a minute. It's been a
hot minute indeed.
I was
welcome
mad at you for a minute, so it's been a minute.
Me?
Yeah.
You ever be mad at me? There's no reason to ever be
We're
mad at
good.
me. There's no reason to ever be mad at me. Candace, welcome in for the first time in the studio. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having us.
No, we appreciate it. Manny, welcome back indeed. We appreciate you coming in covering the Commanders tonight.
How come my show didn't get
W back for the second year in a row? Appreciate
only
you.
Eric's show got an actual shout out? I'm on your platform.
My God. Listen, at the end of the show, here we go. It's already started. At the end of the show, you get plenty of time to plug everything. It just said it right under here under his name.
I'm on your platform. I'm your Monday night premiere show. And I don't get anything to give it to Eric.
I'm literally like Ron Burgundy. If it's not in front of me, the teleprompter, I'm dead. So my apologies. All right,
she's in a true state of shock, dude. Look at her.
I'm the Monday night show, but you give it to Eric, no problem.
I don't come on Monday.
The worst thing was I just clicked on Justin to welcome him in, and then Nikki goes right to the bottom. Oh my gosh, she's gonna be complaining about that now.
I'm gonna text him after because I like to be on the top.
Okay, all right. Well, Justin.
Thank you.
Boom. I feel you. Justin Jesus Herrera, welcome in, my friend.
Oh, it's all good, Nikki. I prefer to be on the bottom. I'm cool with it. Don't worry about it. Guys, it's so awesome. The NFC lease now because you guys all have fucking problems, and I can't wait for you guys to all delve into them. Nikki, I'm so surprised to say this, but the Giants might actually finish second place. That'd be the weirdest thing in the world. But either the Cowboys or the Eagles, we got some self-destructing going on over here. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, listen, you're talking to it. I mean, the host is a Dolphins fan. You're talking about self-destructing, please. All right, let's get it on. We're gonna kick back with the summer rewind. All right, since Nikki wants to talk, let's start with those Giants. We'll talk about first the key losses. Saquon Barkley, of course, gone. Xavier McKinney as well. Tyrod Taylor no longer there as well. Key additions, though, edge rusher Brian Burns. You got some offensive tackle help, which would be good for Daniel Jones, of course. Isaiah McKenzie comes over as well. And a few other good additions like Jordan Phillips. Of course, in the draft, first-round pick, Malik Neighbors. We're done. It's a great first-round pick for the Giants, moving up on the offense up a little bit. All right, that must be Fred's dog. So I'm going to kick off to Nikki. Give me your offseason in 3 words or less and expand on it for me.
I'm just going to go with dramatic because we had Hard Knocks off season this year. And I think everybody got to see the Saquon drama, which, by the way, I don't care that he went to Philly. He's not going to last past week 6 anyway. So, and Eric, you guys are going to get so mad at his style of play. I cannot wait until Philly starts booing him because they're not used to how he plays. So I can't wait for this. I can't wait for his first game back at MetLife. I called it for 2 years because I do have sources, even though people think I don't. And I knew he wasn't going to come back, and I knew they weren't going to get a deal done. But who cares? I was on the Malik Neighbors train the entire time. They went and got that kid. It was very dramatic, too, because of the whole quarterback thing. I don't think New England was ever going to trade out of that spot. So just because you saw Joe Shane and Brian Dable talk about trying to trade up, of course they're going to talk about it. But I think Malik Neighbors was always that guy. J.J. McCarthy was there at 6, and they didn't take him. So I think that said a lot right there. So the Daniel Jones drama, the Saquon drama, the Malik Neighbors, who are they going to get? Will they, won't they? Can Daniel Jones play? It's very dramatic. The fan base was losing their mind. So I'd say the offseason, yes, I don't even need 3 words. It's just been dramatic, and it was out to air on Hard Knocks.
Ironic, you use the word dramatic. Funny. All right, let's go to the Eagles. Since Nikki was calling you out there, Eric, let's move. Let's go to those Eagles. Obviously, I'm going to go right to the key additions since we just talked about it. Saquon Barkley in this backfield now makes things very interesting, although Nikki says it does not. Paris Campbell added over as well. Zach Bond as well at linebacker. Lost Kevin Bayard, Fletcher Cox as well, retirement. Obviously, Jason Kelsey as well. So not a bunch of huge losses. DeAndre Swift, so a little bit of playmaking ability out of that running back core, but added, of course, with Saquon. First round pick, Quinion Mitchell, cornerback out of Toledo, and Cooper Dijon as well. So you just went defense, obviously, into the draft. All right, Eric, we'll kick it off. 3 words or less on this Eagles off season, and expand on it for me.
Howie's a god. That's what I'm going to say. Nikki can say what she wants about Saquon Barkley, and she's got all the steam to say it. It's all good and good. It's all good, okay? But I think it's a fresh start. There's still some drama going on with Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. I don't know if you guys heard, but it just came out the other day that apparently at some point during the offseason, Jalen Hurts contacted Wink Martindale to talk to him about going up against the defense and how did they play him, which no one, including Wink Martindale, has come out and said that no one in his 40 years of football has ever had that happen to him where an opposing quarterback has called him. So I'm not going to lie. When you want to talk about drama, there is a little bit of drama still in the Eagles organization. I like the initiative by Jalen Hurts to want to improve himself and get better and learn what he can do. But I don't like what that says about the Eagles in-house if he feels he has to go out-house to do something like that. There's still a little here and there that I'm not happy with, but I'm expecting a good season with him. I'm expecting a nice season from Saquon Barkley. I know he's got the injury history, which, by the way, I didn't hear anyone talking about the injury history until he left the Giants. And then it turned into, just wait until the third play of week 6. Where was all that steam when you guys wanted to keep him?
Oh my God. Okay.
No.
I heard was all about the injury. No, it had been going on for years. Okay. You're just gonna cherry pick to fit your narrative. That's what you guys do in Philly. Okay.
This is the NFC East.
There we go.
Right? This is what we're talking about. Absolutely.
Eric and I get along on food
this
takes,
is what makes it fun.
Exactly, 100%.
She was my favorite Giants fan. I'm just going to say.
I'm getting dinged a little bit.
I didn't know those existed. No, I just came back and Manny's gone. He's like, I don't want to talk about the Commanders offseason at all. All right, let's.
Not bad. Yours is 3 words or less. I'm not here.
All right, let's go. We'll talk about those Cowboys.
Yes,
Funny thing is, I go to look at their key additions, and it was 2 names. 2 names. Eric Kendricks, linebacker, and Zeke Elliott, of course, re-signed. Also, key losses. Lost some a little on the defense with Dorrance Armstrong, edge rusher. Tyler. What's that? Oh, I thought somebody was saying.
He was just laughing.
Oh, my bad. All right.
Bro, this is the most disruptive division in football. They're all going to be jabbing each other all night long.
Yeah, that's true.
Just get ready for it.
Just roll through it. I'm just going to roll through it. Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma, obviously give Dak Prescott some protection in the backfield. All right, Candace, let's go to you. 3 words or less on this Cowboys offseason and expand on it for me.
You just said it. Interesting. It's going to be such a clusterfuck. But I love the Cowboys. The only team I really, really hate are the Eagles, and I don't know why. I probably didn't somebody.
You don't know why? Because they have the worst fans, in the entire league, probably out of all sports.
That's why.
The fact that, I'll be at MetLife at a game, and their fans will throw beer bottles at us. I mean, what do you mean you don't know why? You know why, Candace. You know why. Obnoxious.
Nice.
As fuck.
Obnoxious. That is it.
That's why.
Definitely obnoxious. They are
Off
totally
the
obnoxious.
shoulder.
But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And I think that with who they added is going to help Prescott, and they're giving him another chance. I'm glad they didn't trade him. I was kind of worried at the end of last year. But they kept him, and I think it's a good move that they kept him.
Should have been praying.
I know.
I probably
you
was.
want him gone? You're going to get bounced in the first round anyway, so maybe get
No,
a
I don't want him gone. I think the team needs unity. They need to, like, get together and do kumbaya or something. I don't know.
Kumala. All right. I like it indeed. All right. I'll talk about the Commanders a bit.
we have to. I mean,
I'll just give you the sum up basically. So their key losses was Cody Barton, Jacoby Brissett, Kendall Fuller at cornerback, Antonio Gibson gone as well for fantasy purposes anyway. Added a guard, Nick Algaretti. Add some key additions as well on defense, really. And obviously, Austin Eckler, we're going back to the fantasy aspect, was their big grab there. Bobby Wagner, a linebacker as well. Jaden Daniels was their number one pick, QB. So we will see if he will take the helm and do something with this Commanders offense. I don't know what really to make of the Commanders right now. So I would just be a wait and see. Yeah, young. Wait and see. But there is some good fantasy aspects on this team, especially if Jaden Daniels can find footing. Terry McLaurin, can Jahan Dotson do anything? Talk about McCaffrey a little later as well. So yeah.
Hopefully they leave it. I got 3 words or less for you. Yeah. Goodbye, Dan Snyder.
Yes, there you go. I think we all I think can agree with that.
Good
I think
riddance to that guy. My God, they need to say good riddance to that stadium with all that shit that backs up all the time. Literally,
dude, it's a bad. I watched the Giants play there last year. My son's a big Giants fan. That's a shitty stadium, bro.
Oh, MetLife sucks. It's the worst thing ever.
Commander Stadium is terrible.
It's the worst stadium. It's because the Jets are cheap. I just want everybody to know that. They want to blame the.
Don't blame.
I got inside info. The Jets are cheap.
I was talking about the Commander Stadium. She's talking about Jet Life. So
MetLife. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said MetLife because MetLife sucks too.
That's ironic that your team's cheap, Fred, because so are you. All right, let's go on to Brian Scott. He's got his percent to the bench for the Commanders. And when we get back, we're going to play some fantasy quiz show. Let's check it out.
Oh, God.
Brian Scott from the Injured List podcast, live from the Fantasy Football Expo in Canton, Ohio. Today, however, we are in D.C. to talk about these Commanders. What we got tonight, Brian?
Kicking off with the new addition, Austin Eckler. You know, early in his career, he had numerous soft tissue injuries as well as a broken hand, which culminated in a pretty significant hamstring injury in 2020 that saw him go on IR and miss 6 games. And since then, though, he's committed to conditioning and has not missed much time at all in the last few years and has, in fact, played through some injuries. I give him a percent-to-bench score of 20%. Terry McLaurin, throughout his career, he's not missed much time at all secondary to injury. He did battle through a turf toe injury last season, which did not require any offseason surgery, and there was no fracture involved. He should be healthy and ready to go this camp. I'll give him a percent-to-bench score of 10%. And Jahan Dotson, he missed at least 1 game last year with a hamstring injury, should be fully recovered from this. His lack of production was not due to injuries. There was a loss of a few key wide receivers for the Commanders this season, so he should see uptick in targets and usage. I'm giving him a percent-to-bench score of 5%.
All right, safe travels home, Bri. We appreciate you. Don't forget to check out the Injured List podcast hosted by Brian Scott. See you next time. All righty, Brian Scott, appreciate you. All right, so Manny, by the way, I see you trying to get in, but there's something going on. It says device not connected, so I see you, but if you can come in, we'll join you into the game. But I think for now, let's split up the teams. Fred, why don't you help your girl out, Candace? Since that's your girl and all that, and let's put Fred on the spot tonight. Justin, you could play, of course, Judge, and Nikki and Eric. You guys will be paired up. I like the Eagle Giants team up since you both are sharing Saquon Barkley anyway. All right, so sloppy seconds. All right, we're gonna play fantasy quiz show tonight, NFC East style. We've got the teams now. Basically, how we're going to do this, I'm going to ask you a question. Excuse me. I'm going to ask one person from each team a question. Shout out your name, and then that will indicate you know the answer. Once you do the answer, the judge will indicate if you're correct. If you can hold on, don't be looking. I see you over there Googling, Fred. Like, damn, bro.
I ain't Googling.
Ask a question.
You, bro.
I know about the NFC East.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. So anyway, long story short, you win the round if you can get all the answers correct. If not, you got 3 strikes. If they get 3 strikes, the other team gets a chance to steal. All right, let's get it started. It's time for the Fantasy Quiz Show. Yep, hit the wrong transition video. My bad.
There seems to be no sign of intelligence.
It's the Fantasy Quiz Show.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. It's gonna be a long game.
Not gonna be a long game tonight because we got NFC East experts in the building tonight. All right, let's start it off. We got it spicy earlier. Let's start it off and keep it going. Fred versus Nikki, round 1. Justin, get ready, brother, because here we go. Top 5 answers are on the board. Here is the question. Again, I'm looking all-time NFC East history. I'm looking for the most passes, most touchdown throws by a quarterback in NFC East history.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. He is on this list, believe it or not. Dak Prescott, number 4 all time with 202. Fred has won it for his squad. He's number 4 on the list. Candace, what is your guess?
My guess was Manning.
Eli Manning. He is numero uno on this list. Nikki, I was shocked I didn't hear it right out the gate.
I was going
Not
to.
that I liked him. I don't like him, but
I was going to, and then I was like, oh wait, I don't know if he's won on touchdowns.
It's because even Nikki he's not a Hall of
That was your player.
What? He's my favorite player.
He is number 1 on the list, 366. All right, Fred, what's your next guess?
Oh shoot.
it's a bird that goes down.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. A little too early in his career. Candace, what say you?
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb. Say word. He's number 3 on the list, 230. So you got 1, 3, and 4 on the list. Fred, what do you got?
The NFC. Damn, that was like 2 seconds.
That's right. And being part of the show, you should already know we hate when people lag. Get your ass out of here. 2 strikes.
That was like 2 seconds.
Yes.
Come on, Candace.
Oh, Tony Roma.
Romo.
He said Roma.
I did.
It's like a pasta.
That's Amore. You got it correct.
I'm Italian, so I had to say Roma.
He's number 2 on the list, 248. All right, Fred, you got 1 answer remaining. That's number 5.
We can't confer.
What's that?
We can't confer. She got 2 right already. I can't be like, you can't.
No, sir. That's only on the steal.
What's in the sky that's outside of our planet? Like it's up.
All right, we're not
like
talking. Let Fred get his answer. All right, Fred, number 5.
Charades.
Let's do it.
They want to have like a little sidebar. What the hell's going on here?
That's an M.
He's like
Mars? I don't know, man.
I hit him, Judge.
Hit it, Judge.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Indeed. All right, Nikki and Eric, you can confer now and give them up with a consensus answer on this one. That's how the game is played, Fred. That's how much you don't come on the show. All right, so give me what you think number 5 is on this list.
Eric, you want to? I have a guess. I don't know if it's right, but if you know it, you can go for it.
I was going to say Troy Aikman.
Me too.
All right, that's the guess. That's Troy Aikman.
See, good minds think alike.
It's really unfair. It's my team.
Indeed.
Bill Sims.
Yes.
Bill Sims.
Bill Sims is the correct answer.
Wait, that's our point, right?
Eli,
That's
then,
true.
hold on. I like in the brain is going.
That's our point, right? Because they said Troy Aikman. It was wrong, right?
It is your point.
Yeah,
However,
no, I know. I just wanted to throw it. I wanted to see who I was right because I suck at trivia, but my brain was going the whole time.
Nikki didn't want to miss food giant answers. Is actually the real deal. All right, it's 1-0. Good job, both of you guys. I mean, still a good guess at the end. Actually, I had to look that up, Nikki. And Eric, I brought that up because I was like, Troy Aikman ain't here. He's like 7th on that list all time, believe it or not. I had to look because I'm like, last week I totally
I thought Moon was like number 6.
Yeah, I had to look because I was like, my whole staff.
I said a planet outside of Earth.
That's not a planet.
All right, let's move on to question number 2.
He's not wrong.
Candace, this will be for Candace and Eric. So mano y mano. Again, I'm looking all-time NFC East history. I'm looking for the most rushing touchdowns.
Most rush team touchdowns?
Rushing.
Most rushing.
Rushing.
Most rushing.
Should go with Cowboys.
touchdowns.
No, we got to do player.
Oh, you got to do player?
Rushing touchdown by player.
So I can't give Eric a guess. I can't there's no confirming.
help
right?
out? Oh.
No.
I can't. You got this, Candace. Come on. Say your name.
Come on, Eric.
I do not have this.
I was going to say
bags.
I was going to say Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was.
Is correct. Good job, Eric. He's number
I said the
1.
Cowboys.
He's number 1 on this list, 153. All right, Nikki, do you got number 2?
I don't know if it's 2, but Tiki Barber.
Tiki Baba.
Good one.
Crazy enough, not on this list.
Really?
All right, Eric, to you.
No, Tiki. No, it's not him. It wasn't him. Geez. What about what's his name? What about John Riggins?
John Riggins.
That's a name.
That is correct. He's number 3 on the list with 79. All right, let's go back to Nikki.
What about Zeke?
Ezekiel Elliott. That is correct. He's number 5 on the list with 68. All right, Eric, back to you. You got number 1, 3, and 5. So you're missing number 2 and number 4.
Crap. Trying to think old school for the Giants. Can't remember his name. Crap. I'm brain farting here. How about Westbrook? I'll go with Brian Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook.
I'm just throwing it
Also
out.
incorrect. All right, Nikki, that's 2 strikes on the batter. Do you have the correct answer for number 2 or number 5 on the list?
I don't know. Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett. That is correct. Number 4 on the list.
Did I move up? Did I move back into your? Did I get in your good graces?
With 72. Okay, Eric, it's on you now. No, you got 2 strikes on you. And you're missing
great.
number 2 all time.
Jeez, I'm seriously drawing a blank. I really am. I am. I see all the eyes looking at me, but I'm seriously not. Can't think of it.
I know.
I'm bowing out on it.
Oh my God, who else would it be?
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
All right, well, it's back to Fred and Candace. Can you steal it here? Looking for number 2 rush TDs all time.
What you thinking?
Michael Strata something.
No, he's not a running back.
There's my sports.
Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon and Jacobs.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Nope, not on that one. It's 1-1 now, and just so we know, number 2 is Otis Anderson. That was that old giant.
Damn, it was a giant. I knew it was a giant.
Couldn't remember it.
I couldn't think of his name.
Fucking A. I interviewed him at Media Week too. He was just like, "Can you do this interview with me? Like, I should be in the Hall of Fame." I was like, "Oh."
You should have said, "Hey, number 2 all time in NFC East history, bro." Yeah, well, now you know. Anyway, it's 1-1. Let's go for the next question. Back to Fred and Nick. I'm looking again, all-time NFC East history, but I'm looking for the most caught touchdowns by a receiver. Top 5 all time.
You said receiver, right?
Yes, sir.
You're breaking up a little. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most receiving touchdowns by a receiver in the NFC East. Yeah, you are kind of a little staticky. Maybe like go out and come back in or something like that, or maybe fix it up a little bit.
Tighten up.
Michael Irvin.
Gotta be.
Let's see, what is he on this list? He is numero 4 with 65, actually tied with somebody at the bottom. All right, well, Candace.
I have no earthly idea. A running back?
Wide receiver.
A receiver.
Wide receiver. Let's go with John Riggins.
Nope, running back.
Riggins.
This is going to be this one might be a little bit tough. Des Bryant.
Dez Bryant. He is on this list. He is numero dos with 73. Candace, I'm afraid to ask.
Okay.
You should be at this point. I really have no idea. Oh my Lord, y'all are so
you can't lag on this show. There's no lagging, Candace. You get half a second, and as we go later, you get less and less time.
First, I see.
Try to keep it moving.
Right.
Fred, 2 strikes on the batter. Can you save this at bat?
Plaxico Burress.
My boy.
Plaxico Burress.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Crown their ass, damn it.
Bill, welcome in.
Crown his ass.
Appreciate you coming in tonight. Everybody Google that shit. I feel you, Bill. All right, Nikki and Eric, you got a lot of meat on this bone. It is receivers. We're looking at all-time NFC East history. Can you name either number 1, 3, or 5 on this list?
Deshaun Jackson.
I'm going to say Art Monk.
Oh.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Relax. Fred, which one would you like to put up there?
You decide, Eric. Which one you want? Yours or mine?
I'm going Art Monk.
Okay.
He's going to stick with it.
All the way.
Had the feeling and was correct. Art Monk was actually the guy tied with Michael Irvin with 65. The number 1 player is Harold Carmichael with 79, and Roy Green was number 3 with 66.
Oof.
So just so if you don't know, now you
Definitely
know.
wasn't getting that.
All right, we're gonna. You know what? Let's go round number 4. Let's go, Candace and Eric. Let's go all time NFC's history. I'm looking for the most caught touchdowns by a tight end.
Oh, they get to go?
Yep.
I'm gonna give it to you. You go.
I'm gonna say tight end.
Give it to him.
What? How this first name didn't pop into your guys' head?
Manning. I'm gonna do Manning.
It's a tight end.
My bad. See,
you said tight end, right?
He did.
Eric, come on, you got
all look the
a
same.
tight end. Got to be a tight end from
tight end,
NFC's
right?
history all time.
Can I try?
I was honestly going to say Bavaro.
Like, just buzz them. What the hell? I think I have like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like why is he getting more seconds than me? Hold up, buzz this shit out of here.
Mark
Buzz, I don't have to buzz,
Bavaro. Everyone was talking and didn't hear Mark Bavaro.
You
It was the
gave
answer.
you gave Freddie
Eric
like 5 fucking minutes while we get nothing.
Eric is.
There's no clock integrity here.
None of these people are high tonight up in this bitch. I'd say that much. All right, so listen. That was correct. Mark Bavaro's good answer. Eric, good job. While everyone was talking shit, you were he's number 4 on the list with 37. All right, Nikki, now you can get in. And who you got?
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten. That is correct. 72 on the list. And actually, he's number 3. He's number 3 all time with just receiving touchdowns in general. So pretty impressive career from Jason Witten. All right, let's go, Eric. It's a little tougher now. Let's go. Who else you got?
1, 2, buzz.
Let's see, we got Witten. We did Bavaro.
What the fuck? Y'all not beeping. I don't have the button on my thing.
I'm trying to think here. Look, let it go. It's
don't
going.
get time to
Go.
think.
Move on.
I was gonna throw one out. Damn it.
Throw one out there, Eric. What do you got?
Well, go ahead. You're getting interrupted. Go for it.
I said Zach Ertz, but he wants to
Zach
buzz me.
Ertz.
Got like 2 seconds, if that. Man, fuck this game. If I don't come on the show, it's ridiculous. Like, it's just set up.
Zach
like,
Ertz
failure.
is correct. 38 on the board. He's number 3 on the list.
Said that, bro. What the
Eric, you got. You know, I hope for your sake, you know either number 2 or number 5, or Nikki's gonna lose it.
Everybody's talking at the same time.
No, we're not. I'm trying to talk over the buzzer because everybody gets.
I'm sorry,
extra
I didn't
time
hear
for
that. I
me
was
and
talking
Candace.
now.
Like, I see how it is.
It's a boys' club. It's a boys' club.
Oh, I know it's the
You
boys'
should
club. That's
be
why I don't
happy
do
with
this
the girls
damn show. That's the shut the fuck up, Nikki button. You're annoying.
All right, Eric. All right, let's put your thinking cap on. You got 2 strikes. You need this answer. What do you got?
I give you a hint. He played for Dallas.
We did Witten. We did Bavaro. They already did it. Wait, I'm not listening to this one. She's over here talking Colin John Riggins, a wide receiver. Why am I going to listen to this one?
You shouldn't. You really should not listen to me. To me, I just like to watch them run up and down the.
I think I know this one, Candace. I think we're good. I think we're good. I think I know this one.
All right, I'll let you go.
Go for it.
Oh God. Here you go. Go ahead. What are you doing? What is it, Fred?
Just
we stealing?
No, it's still Nikki. Nikki
Bro.
took us one
Oh,
more.
I thought they got 2
I go?
2 strikes. All right. It's your up.
Yeah, it was just 2 strikes.
Oh. Jeremy Shockey.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jesus. You wasted it on Jeremy Shockey?
We gave him the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked.
something. I'm carrying me and Eric. Like, God, Jesus.
All right, Fred. Quit looking at your Google map over there, and what do you got?
No, I ain't looking at Look, my hands are here, bro. I know this one. He's the Redskins tight end. Cooley, Chris Cooley. I know this one. He was the only good player on a very fucking bad team.
You're right. He had him at that cool commercial too. So yeah,
I forgot.
Chris Cooley, good answer there. Number 2 on this list, just so we know, is Billy Joe Dupree. Apparently, he's played for the Eagles and Cowboys, and he had 41 touchdowns. So believe it or not. All right, final round. Let's get this damn thing over with.
Candace.
Nikki, Fred, let's go 1-on-1, mano-a-mano.
You're breaking
all
up.
time.
What was the
I can
question?
barely hear you.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
I got this. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. All right, guys. This is the final countdown. This is the winner or the loser. We're going to determine it. Most field goals made by an NFC East kicker. Go. Come on.
Ladies first.
Yeah, no, I know, but I know. You have to buzz me. Most field goals.
Jake Elliott, Philadelphia. For real? Damn.
No, it's
For
actually correct, but I didn't think that you were the one that was doing it.
Oh.
I thought it was somebody else who was supposed to do it. I thought it was Candace and Eric on that one.
It's me and Nikki.
I just thought it was everybody on.
All right,
Jake
Candace. I need you.
Jake Elliott, Fred,
This
Candace,
one's Candace. This one's kind of hard, so I don't really have that much hope for you.
I'm gonna pick I'm gonna go with Dan Bailey.
Wow, good one. I like it. Dallas, nice.
Thank you.
Shit,
all
I'm in
right, Fred,
trouble
back
now.
to you.
Dude, I'm gonna say dumb shit like Graham Gano.
First of all, he's clutch. So
He
Now you're
should
giving it
with how
back to
many
me
times
already?
they missed the end zone.
I'm gonna have to go to my comment
listen,
section.
who
Tell me-
asked you for your input? Just sit over there and be the judge. God damn. Why am I catching fucking strays all night? Jesus.
I'm going to the comment section, guys.
The comment section.
Yeah. Where's the comment section? Do I get like that? Can I phone a friend?
They're probably not going to be any helpful, that one.
Give you a lifeline?
All right, so
all right, you guys,
all right.
time is like up.
2 strikes. Final one. Because I know that neither one of you got it, I'll let you collude on it. Who do you think is
I'm asking the comments.
2, or 4?
Hurry the fuck
Are you
up and
asking the
answer this
comments?
question because I'm like so out of it. I know
Okay.
one kicker. It's the person I said.
All right, you did good. That's good.
All right, Nikki or Eric, do you know the answer to this question? You just need one kicker.
Lawrence Tynes.
Damn it, Nikki.
Did I get it right?
Oh, you got it so wrong.
I don't know. We're like pulling like
That's
Hold
definitely
on,
not.
Eric. By the
That's
way,
not who I was going to go with.
By the way, Eric, man, your fan card is so far removed for you. If you cannot remember that David Akers is a freaking legendary kicker.
Oh, I forgot about him.
No,
I didn't.
Whoa,
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Are you telling me that Fred and Candace won this?
294.
We only had 2 picks. Nobody has no
The
kickers.
person who does not know everybody's position on a football
Dan
team.
Bailey, good shit. There you go,
Wait.
Candace.
Wait. Did I?
Well,
I know
here
I
we
meant.
go.
Did they just win?
I literally let Nikki go. She was like, she called it Lawrence Tynes. I let
Were
Nikki
you gonna
go.
say Akers? I doubt you were gonna say Akers
The
because
winner.
you're like having brain farts all night. I'm at least throwing
Fred?
something out there.
Eagles fan.
No, I'm not saying
You
Akers.
gotta give him like
Guy
a short
played
blood.
forever.
All right,
Dumbass.
I don't think they should win. Just
The
I
fact
never
that
win.
I won anything that have to do with sports is kind of
Wow.
I don't
I
think
can't
that
even
like,
believe.
we should rescind that because
And to the losers,
back was a tight end.
I cannot believe that just happened.
Hey Jay, did you get rid of the loser clip?
Nah, it's right here.
No, man, that's special.
Dumbass. Thank these. They call me dumbass. Black guy entertainment. Stupid.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Not tonight. There's not. This
gonna
one's
say
a wrap.
later.
I can't believe I missed all that.
Huge.
How exciting that
I
must
just
have
wanted
been.
to hear the dumbass song because I love it so much. It's my
All right,
favorite.
well, we got another percent to the bench. Good job, by the
love you
way.
guys. I gotta go.
To Fred and Candace. Fred, see you next time. I don't know when
Fred.
that'll be.
Kiss the wife and the
Appreciate you coming in.
kids.
Appreciate you coming in tonight. With Fred going out, let's play a percent to the bench for the Philadelphia Eagles. Check it out. It's Brian Scott live from Canton, Ohio at the Fantasy Football Expo, here to give his percent to the bench for the city of brotherly love. What we got tonight, Brian?
All right, well, kicking off with Jalen Hurts. He seems to get hurt a lot when he plays the Giants. Last year, he mangled his finger pretty bad during one of their games. And unfortunately, did not require surgery for that. Also had a knee injury against the Giants midseason that many thought might be an issue heading into this year. But he's shown video of himself and looks good and healthy, ready to go. I don't see this being a problem. I give him a percent to bench score of 10%. Moving right along. Now, my new arch nemesis, as many other Giants fans would agree, Saquon Barkley. The history of the torn ACL, several years removed, but multiple ankle sprains, including some high ankle sprains, which has seen him miss significant time in the NFL. He's definitely had his fair share of work at the running back position. And at 27, tough to say whether the Eagles are going to get their money's worth out of him, but sad to see him go. I'm going to have to give him a percent to bench score of 25%. I think the Giants will be coming for him. And then Devonta Smith. He dealt with a significant ankle sprain late last season, did not miss much time. He's had plenty of time to recover from that. I'm only giving him a score of 10%.
All right, well, safe travels home from the Fantasy Football Expo. We appreciate you. Don't forget to check out the Injured List podcast hosted by Brian Scott. And he also forgot to throw in that it is 100% to your heart bench that Saquon Barkley for your Giants fans. All right, Brian, safe travels home. We appreciate you. That's right, Nikki. Show enough. Look at you right in the top spot, right where you belong.
Right. Thank you. I took your spot. You see that? Because you were here. I took your spot.
Boom. Easy. All right, let's go on to what we talked about. What was? Let's talk about what is, and we'll do some prediction. Just talking about those Eagles. So, Eric, let's go to you first. Give me your prediction. What do you think this team looks like in 2024, and any star players you think might perform well this year?
Well, there's a lot of controversy going on around them right now. So I'm excited for them, as always. I think they are going to get their stuff together. I mean, we saw what happened when Sirianni had actual coordinators, and then we saw what happened when he had no coordinators. So I'm excited to see what this new offense is going to look like, the new defense. So I see the Eagles having a very good season. I want to say that they're going to finish first in the division.
First in the division. I like it a lot. I mean, look, you got a lot to look forward to with Jalen. Yes, Justin's got his hand up already. He's got a question for you, Eric.
Yeah, so obviously Jalen Hurts' injury last year, and then Saquon Barkley coming in this year. Are we officially seeing the evisceration of Jalen Hurts' 10-plus touchdown seasons going forward? Because fantasy people need to know this stuff. Because we're trying to draft this motherfucker either 1 or 2, and it's all based off of the fact that he does that tush-push thing, but he ain't got the tush to push anymore because Jason Kelsey's out of there.
I actually do see a decline in his rushing touchdowns from 1 yard, like meaning the tush push. I do see that. Barkley is definitely going to eat into those opportunities at the goal line as long as he's out there on the field. So it's going to be interesting. But I think this offense is going to be more passing for Jalen Hurts this year.
Yeah, maybe we see Saquon doing the tush push. That's what I'm envisioning for them. All right, well, let's go on to those Giants, Miss Nikki. What say you? Give me a prediction for this Giants this year, and of course, give me some fantasy aspect as well.
I'm gonna go 8-9, I think, for the Giants. I don't think, I know with the loss of Saquon, everyone is just kind of like, oh, I see like the 4-win prediction everywhere. But I think Malik Neighbors is going to add a lot. Look at that Giants wide receiving room. Hyatt is super fast. I love Wan'Dale Robinson in fantasy because yes, he is fast. He's only 23 years old. And if you don't have Waller and you don't have Saquon, I think those targets are going to go up. And he's got a lot of chemistry with Daniel Jones. That's like his safety blanket. So with a revamped offensive line, now that there's some veteran free agents on the line, Daniel Jones should have more protection, and he's got a lot of chemistry with Wan'Dale Robinson. He's not quite there with Neighbors, but obviously if you can grab Neighbors, grab him, stash him on your bench, you'll probably be happy you have him by like week 8 or 9. I probably would assume the Giants finish 3rd in the division, unfortunately.
I have a question prior to Justin. I know Justin will have one. But Devin Singletary obviously right now looks like that lead back. But what about all these other guys like Tyrone Tracy and Eric Gray? Like who's going to be that number 2 guy, or is this going to be just a committee backfield? What's your thoughts on this backfield?
Yeah, so I think they're going to go running back by committee, actually. I think that's going to be, who's going to work best with this game. If there's a matchup they like, they're going to take it. So I actually think they're just going to go by committee this season, which is a switch for the Giants. They usually don't do that. But Tyrone Tracy's looking, pretty good so far.
All right, Justin?
He looks really good. I got 3 questions for you, actually. So first off, is Malik Neighbors the second coming of Odell Beckham Jr. on and off the field? My second question is, please just end the debate for me right now. Should I be clicking select yes and drafting Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, or just saying fuck off to both of them? And then my third question is that Darius Slayton have promiscuous pictures of Brian Dable or something? How does this guy keep getting a job? I just don't get it.
Okay, so Slayton is very, very, very cheap, right? And so that's why. He's very cheap and he's a great leader. But yeah, there you go. And he's pretty dependable. Drops a little too many balls than I would like, but yeah, for the most part, you can just get him on the cheap.
He is dependable because he always misses about 6 or 7 games a year. That's dependability right there.
Yeah, and you know what though? There's something to be said for leadership. It doesn't get talked about a lot. I know we joke on this panel, but there's something to be said for that. Yeah, I wouldn't touch. I mean, Theo Johnson or Bellinger. I'm just not there with them. And what was the other question? What was your first one?
Oh, is Malik Neighbors the second coming of Odell Beckham Jr. on and off the field?
I don't think off. And just because he was at a strip club doesn't mean anything.
I mean, he's getting pretty rowdy on the field too. I mean, you like to see it, but
I know I love to see it. I love to see it. Listen, I'm an Odell fan. I like Odell Beckham. He stirs it up. He's dramatic. He's a diva. He doesn't care. But the thing is, like, he's a playmaker. Malik Neighbors is a playmaker. So yeah, I mean, that's the comparison. Is the Odell 2.0? I mean, we'll see. But so far, it looks like that could be a fair assessment.
I loved him all the way up until about year 3 when I was drafting him really high, and then he started just really like going downhill. And I was just like, "Come on, man!" And he just
won me over when he lifted his leg up to pee on the Eagles. That sealed my heart for me.
Oh man,
Who was this?
Odell Beckham.
I might have to start following him.
John Riggins.
Sean Riggins. Where am I? On the moon, I think.
The shade, it never ends on this show. All right, let's go out to those Cowboys, Candace. I won't beat you up to give me some fantasy analysis, but give me your prediction. Where do you think they go this year?
I think we make it to the playoffs. I mean, it would be a miracle if we make it to the Super Bowl because that means I might get married. But, you know, I think my dating life and them getting another Super Bowl ring is kind of like right there. So I do think we make it to the playoffs. I like what we've done with the people we've added. But Mr. Cough a lot has a lot to say about this. So go for it.
Oh, no, that was a legitimate cough. I have a legit question for you. Do you think they're going to cryogenically freeze Jerry Jones and just keep him around for like that long? Because to be honest with you, like this guy just seems to be the face of the organization. But for everybody else in the NFL, we just want him to keep making bad decisions. Like, yeah, send CD Lamb somewhere else because you don't want to pay him.
Please don't have any sense of urgency. I love it. I love that for them.
Yeah, every real Cowboy fan, including my family, as much as we do love
They're all in though.
No, we want him to go. We're with you. We don't want him. He needs to go.
You don't want CD Lamb? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll take him right now. San Francisco will take him right now.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
That was a fake cough by Justin that time. You kidding? All right, so Justin, I have a quick fantasy question for you since we are doing fantasy stuff. So obviously we like Dak Prescott, somewhere. He's like, those second tier type guys. Obviously CD Lamb's a good, guy to get. My question is this backfield.
They don't work good together.
You taking Elliott or you taking Dowdle first? And then, if you had to, and where are you taking them at? Like what round do you think you're looking at?
It all depends on the stingy field that you're in. I just got out of a draft where running backs were going like to the very bottom brim by like round 9, but that's a very stingy field. Most people are going very receiver heavy this year, tight end heavy as well, because there's so many good ones. I'd probably go Elliott just because even though Rico Dowdle has that little aspect of him of a mystery, you still just know that Ezekiel Elliott had something last year in New England. It's just New England didn't have the ability to get the ball where he needed to fall into the end zone. That's not what Dallas. Dallas is going to get you to the goal line, and then they're just going to say, "Here, Zeke, just push it into the end zone," and he'll make it. So I have no doubt that Zeke will get a stat line of 800 yards on 250 carries with like 12 to 13 touchdowns. Still be a absolute savior to the fantasy community and anybody who wants to draft him. So cheap right now. And Commish, honestly, if you want to, draft them both. They're so cheap. I mean, that offense is so cheap to own outside of CD Lamb and Dak Prescott. You can get Brandon Cooks in like the 10th, 11th round. Nobody even cares about him, even though he's a speedster that, is obviously going to be used a lot more if, Jerry Jones decides, I don't want to pay CD Lamb what he's worth. And CD Lamb says, fuck you. I know what I'm worth because I'm Justin Jefferson level. I mean, listen, all this Brandon Ayuk stuff is fun and games and everything. And I'm a 49er fan, so it gets my heart palpitating. But the reality is, Dallas fans, you have a legitimate number 1 top 2 wide receiver in the league and you're not paying him. I would be scared to death if I was a Dallas Cowboy fan. I mean, I literally think that they could end up finishing 3rd or 4th if they don't play their cards right.
Well,
I'm sorry, Candace. I really am. I think you're a nice lady, but I'm sorry.
Well, she already said it was gonna be a shit show when it started, so she kind of feeling what's up. Just to throw
she wanted to get married, and I hate to break it to her that Dallas isn't winning a Super Bowl for another 40 years. It's not gonna happen.
No, not another 40 years. I think not this year, but I think next year we'll win the Super Bowl. If we don't trade any fucking body that we're supposed to keep.
All right. Well, we'll try and stay in this dimension, but
okay.
Sure.
The multiverse is a thing, so maybe we can find you that dimension.
I live in Orlando and I'm over 40, so it's not a thing.
Where was that? Where was that video? Where was that video you posted that said, "Are you high?" Where was that video? Play that right now, please.
Segment's back. Yeah.
All right, so back to the fantasy aspect. Just to throw it out there, Jalen Tolbert looks like he's lined up to be the slot guy in this offense. And by the way, just want to throw it out there. Jake Ferguson continues to be a very one of the top, I guess, values, if you will. He's always, I think his draft ADP last year was late 20s, and he ended up being tight end number 9. So really good value going into these drafts. Just something to take a look at. And we'll just quickly go over those Commanders. Justin, I'll just kick to you for this. Give me some guys in this Commanders you're excited about. Luke McCaffrey, I know I brought up earlier. Something to be at least excited about because Jahan Dotson's kind of coming down a little bit. But to me, I go back to the running back question. Is it Brian Robinson Jr. or is it Austin Eckler? What do you think?
I think it's probably going to be like a half and half season. I think it'll probably start off with Eckler, but I really like Brian Robinson Jr. You got to like a guy who got shot, got up, and had a great season afterwards. He's got a lot of dog in him. He's got a lot of potential. And I think really at the end of the day, this team is just looking for a younger breed to take it over. I think they brought in Eckler more for kind of like how Nikki was saying, leadership aspect. Like he's obviously a real leader in the weight room. He's a real leader out there. You brought in Robbie Wagner and all these guys, but you really got to look towards the youth and you got to look towards the Brian Robinson. Scary Terry McLaurin is still a great option, especially considering Jaden Daniels threw a great deep ball in college. You got to love what he can do out there, which, actually is the greatest, next point here. Jahan Dotson, go fucking get this guy. He is cheap, dirt cheap. Guess what? He was a first-round pick, and he was known for being a deep ball guy who can get yards after the catch. Go fucking get this guy. Because I'll guarantee you that Jaden Daniels is going to see this guy in the slot. He's going to see his speed, and he's going to go, let's lob it up there and let's see what happens. And if he makes, 5 out of 10 plays count for a touchdown, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect return for a guy that right now you could probably get in the 10th, 11th round as your first wide receiver on the bench. So I would go out. I would go make sure that I can go grab somebody like that. And, I wouldn't also be afraid to get Austin Eckler. I would just temper expectations with him. As I always say, temper your expectations and go in assuming that you're not going to need him and be surprised when he blows up. So that's what I got to say about that. Jaden Daniels, I think, is a phenomenal prospect. And it might be one of those seasons where he actually performs every one of the other guys around him and he feeds everyone kind of equally. So, I also wouldn't be surprised. Another one is Zach Ertz. He's out there pretty damn cheap. People are looking at these tight end premium leagues. He's a nice guy to add on to your team. Ben Sinnott, I don't think he's going to be much this year. I think he's going to be a project because he was a fullback that was working to a tight end position. So I think he's there for more like blocking 2 tight end sets. He's somebody I'd stash for Dynasty, but Zach Ertz is somebody I would definitely take some interest in this year.
Yeah.
Will Shipley for when Saquon gets hurt.
That's
a good handcuff. It's a good handcuff.
We're about to close the show out, and the shade just still continues to rise.
By the way,
us.
Will Shipley is not good. He sucks. He's not good.
Volume is volume.
It's not going to last all season, so.
Right, volume is volume. As if Nikki, if that goes.
Would you be saying this if Saquon was on your team still?
Yeah, because I would. I wouldn't have faith in him lasting all season. No, I wouldn't.
She's trying to say
I'm not a homer. I'm really not.
WFT. All right, let's go to Brian Scott, his last percent to the bench for the Cowboys, and then we'll close things out. Brian Scott from the Injured List podcast, and today from the Fantasy Football Expo in Canton, Ohio, we're going to Dallas to get the Dallas Cowboys percent to the bench. What we got, Brian?
All right, well, we're going to kick it off with Dak Prescott, missing 11 games in 2020 with that bad ankle fracture dislocation, which required surgery. then missed 5 games in 2022 with a thumb fracture. But all in his career, he's not missed much time due to injury. However, recently he was seen in a walking boot during practice in preseason, and there was some speculation that he had a new injury. According to him, he's just playing it safe, as that was the same side that he had the old ankle injury. Sounds like he might be dealing with some post-traumatic ankle arthritis that flared up on him. I don't think it's anything serious. He's being more precautious than anything. I give him a score of 10%. And then moving down the line here, Ezekiel Elliott, he didn't see much playing time last year. I think he saw like a 50% less workload. Not sure if that was really due to injury, though. He's 27 and heading into the tail end of his career. He's not missed much time due to injury throughout, though. As he continues to get more of a workload, or maybe lack thereof, we'll have to see if that factors into his ability on the field. I give his percent to bench 5%. And then Brandon Cooks, after missing some time as a rookie season, is on IR with a hand fracture. He's dealt with numerous soft tissue injuries throughout his career, but most notably concussions over the last few years, which have been concerning. I'm giving him a percent to bench score of 20%.
All right, Brian, well, get home safe. We appreciate you out there in Canton representing that Sports Podcast Network. And, of course, go check out the Injured List hosted by Brian Scott. We appreciate you, Brian. Speaking of that Sports Podcast Network, Nikki, where can we follow, subscribe?
I can't stand you. I cannot. I just can't stand you. No, you can find me right here on that Sports Podcast Network on Monday nights at 8:30 for the Thunder and Lightning show. I think we got a second show coming. Well, I got to talk to you about scheduling, by the way. Maybe Thursday night, so we'll do fantasy betting, get everybody prepped for the week. Then you can find me at NikkiNick9384, X, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. But yeah, you can find me here on this platform.
Right here.
You can
right here all the time. She is here. All right, Eric, where can we follow, subscribe, and get all your great content, friend?
Well, you can find us at on Twitter or X at CEV Sports. You can listen to us on most popular podcasting formats. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us. And we're very close and we keep it simple. You can find us on Facebook at the Philly Podcast. We're everywhere. Instagram. I think my podcast partner even started a Snapchat. If anyone still does Snapchat, I don't know.
Indeed. Eric, I have to say, too, I went last year to the Eagles game versus America's team, the Miami Dolphins, and had a tremendous time. I think that whole wise tale about Eagles fans is totally untrue. I had a great time. But we also lost, though. So, I don't know if we would have won. I don't know if it would have been so nice, but who knows?
Oh, my God.
All right, so Candace, where can we follow, subscribe, and get all of your great content?
Yes, hello everybody again. So I'm actually part of I'm the only female, so it's really good to see other females. But I'm on a radio show at Sports Talk. We're on Fox Sports Monday night from 6 to 7, and then 96.9 FM out of Florida. So that's where we are. And then my IG is Candace UCF.
Go follow, subscribe, get all of her great content, and tune in to their show.
Go Knights.
Hold on.
Definitely go Knights. I graduated from them like 5 times, of course.
We can't get out of here without wishing you a happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it. I don't like talking about it because I don't like getting any older, quite frankly.
Neither do I, but we can't get out of here without saying happy
birthday.
Very nice. I appreciate you. All right. We're going to close now. We're good with that. Let's close things out. Again, go follow, subscribe, get all our guest great content, and check us out next week. It's our final stop on the summer tour. We're doing the AFC East with America's team, the Miami Dolphins. All right, guys, we appreciate you, and we are out. If I can find the outro button. There it is.